Hello friends, welcome to ProTalent and I am Nitin Parmar. I'm sure you are ready with our current affair module on this Human Rights Day. My dear students, the history of mankind is marked by the efforts to ensure that the respect for dignity of human being is preserved. The concept of human rights was introduced and developed by many thinkers from various cultures and religious traditions. An important contribution to the promotion of this idea was made by many statesmen and lawyers. They have written many norms establishing various, you can say, articles and various norms for protecting the rights of individual, and thereby it is slowly and slowly inscribed and gradually it is entering into the national laws. Steps were also taken to establish international human rights standards. This all came in 19th century after World War, you can say, one. So my dear students, this Human Rights Day is observed every year on 10th of December. Okay, now this is very crucial. You may argue, sir, what do you mean by human rights? Let me give you a proper meaning to that. Human beings are generally termed equal in their dignity and rights. Any person who is born in India or Africa or America, all human beings are equal. These are moral claims which are inalienable. These are inalienable and they are inherent to all human individuals by virtue of their, you can say, living on this earth. Okay, if they are living on this earth, they have these rights. These are inalienable rights. These claims are articulated and formulated in what we today call as human rights. They have been translated into many legal rights. Sometimes they are, you can say, developed through some law creating body, so they may become statutory, you can say, rights. Sometimes they are part of some kind of constitution, so they may become fundamental rights like in India. And this has happened nationally as well as internationally. Basis of these legal rights is the consent of the governed, that is the consent of the subjects of the rights. So how do we, you can say, understand human rights? How do we have given this consent? The consent provided by people, that is to the sovereign, that we are consenting that we are your subject and you can govern on us. So my dear students, this United Nations General Assembly adopted this, you can say, human rights in 1948 on this particular date, and that's why it is known as Human Rights Day. Remember, this charter is a very crucial part. It established a set of common basic values, okay, which is with regard to viewing human being and their relationship with the state. Okay, so that is an individual as well as state relationship is construed here. So what is the theme of 2020? The theme is recover better, stand up for human rights. Okay, so what are the human rights? As we discussed about, that these are the rights inherent to all human beings. So these are inalienable. So always remember this, inalienable. You cannot remove them on the basis of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other state. It is not possible. This includes right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, right to work and education, and many more. Mr. Nelson Mandela had stated, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. to such an extent, this idea was presented by Nelson Mandela. So, let us talk about various international human rights conventions and bodies. One is called Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is popularly known as UDHR. How many rights are there? Total 30 rights and freedoms, which includes civil and political rights. Okay, so like right to life, liberty, free speech, privacy, economic, social, cultural rights, right to social security, right to health, right to education. So all those things are covered in India took part in drafting of UDHR. So India took part in it. Okay. Remember, UDHR, which is Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is not a treaty. Thereby, it does not directly create any legal obligation for countries to follow, while UDHR, along with this international covenant on civil and political right and two other optional protocol, ठीक है, like International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Right, ठीक है, and then another protocol related to death penalty. They are known as International Bill of Human Rights. So they are together, they are termed as International Bill of Human Right. What are the other conventions? These are a few of them. Conventions on Prevention and Punishment of Crime of Genocide. So I'm sure recently Sri Lanka is facing this crime of genocide. It is known as wartime crime. Yes or no? There is a problem happening there. International Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination is another convention. Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women. Convention on Rights of Children. Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities. These are, you can say, the various other convention. Along with this convention, and UNDHR or UDHR are basically called International Human Rights. Remember, India is a party to all this convention. Okay, remember that. Now, let's talk about Human Rights Council. Now, this is another important body. Remember, it is in UN system. HRC is an intergovernmental body within this system of UN, which is responsible for strengthening promotion and protection of human rights. It is made up of 47 UN member states, and basically they are, you can say, coming together and saying that we are HRC Council. Remember, this Human Rights Council is a very interesting body where USA declared that we do not want to be part of this. Many African countries, they removed themselves from this. Most innovative feature of this UNHRC Council is recently they started doing this called Universal Periodic Review. This is a unique mechanism through which they review human rights records of all 192 UN member states. The Office of High Commissioner of Human Rights, that is OHCHR, serves as a secretariat of Human Rights Council. Okay, so this is one of the very important thing is happening. Apart from this UN body, if you look at the NGOs, which are the other NGOs which are not part of, you can say, United Nations, then one of them is called Amnesty International, which is an international organization of volunteers who campaign for human rights. This organization brings out independent reports on the violation of human rights all over the world. So, if we see this internationally, what is happening in our India? In our India, this, we can say, human rights are provided in our constitution. Some of them are provided in fundamental rights, some of them are provided in DPSP. So article number 12 to 35, which forms part of fundamental rights, they include 6 rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, okay, and right to constitutional remedies. This all have been developed to from human rights. Similarly, we have DPSP, which is given in Article number 36 to 51. This includes a right to social security, right to work, to free choice of employment, protection against unemployment, right to equal pay for equal work, right to existence worthy of human dignity, right to free and compulsory education, equal justice and free legal aid, and principle of policy to be followed here. So here DPSP and FR together are talking about human rights. Are there any other, you can say, human rights possible in India? Yes, there are, through statutory mode. They are not necessarily mentioned in the constitution. Okay, through a statute. For example, to protect human rights, we developed Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, and they were further amended in 2019. They provided for constitution of NHRC, National Human Rights Commission. Who is the chairman of this? Please tell me this. This is your homework question. Yes or no? Homework question is, who is the chairman of NHRC? So NHRC is developed at union level. They are also developed at the state level, primarily to protect the human rights. So in India, recently we have seen many challenges happening to human rights related issues. Few of them are like this. One, Article 370 was removed, and they also started Citizenship Amendment Act. Okay, so there is a lot of renewed focus by international bodies about India's about India's human rights practices. Okay, this has become a big challenge since 2014. Government has also cancelled registration of more than 14,000 NGOs under this new Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. If you remember, in the October month, okay, in the October month marathon session, we have covered this issue in detail. Please watch this video. Okay, so Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, they removed it. So these are targeted to specific NGOs, and thereby there are problems. Few other problems like scores of hate crimes against Muslims and various other religious groups, certain ethnic groups, and Dalits and Adivasis, caste-based and gender-based crimes are taking place in our country. So recently, you can say Crime in India report. Okay, this is 2019 का report है. In that report, you must have seen the crimes against SCs and STs have increased drastically. So these are the problems happening. Freedom in the World 2020 report also ranked India at 83rd position, along with few other nations like Timor, let's say, and Senegal. So India has reached to a very bad scenario in the international forum about human rights. These human rights are not being maintained in India. Okay, so that is where the challenges are happening. What are the recent steps taken by the government during this pandemic? So remember, human rights are at the heart of, you can say, very important part called this sustainable development goal. So to ensure sustainable development goal, okay, it is very important that we are looking at human rights. So here government has ensured right to food to every person through Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, so that no one would go hungry. I'm sure you know Mr. Modi came on the national TV and he said this announcement were made. Okay, apart from this, wages have been increased under MG Narega. Okay, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, where money is directly transferred to migrant laborers account. Okay, so this is very important. So in nutshell, if we say this, human rights are at the heart of sustainable development goal. In the absence of human dignity, we cannot hope to have this sustainable development. We cannot hope to have a developed country. Remember, this COVID-19 crisis has been fueled by deepening poverty, rising inequality, structural and entrenched discrimination, and other gaps in human rights protection. So with arrival of this crisis, we are also into the crisis of human rights. So the measures to close these gaps and advance human rights can be assured or ensured by people, ensured to the people by fully recovering and building back the world to better and more resilient, just and sustainable nation. If we are able to do that, possibly we will be going back to the right world. So my dear students, I hope with the idea of human rights, you are able to understand in what manner these human rights have been developed and what is there, the status in the world and what is there in India. Okay, so with this, we are closing this module. This PDF will be available to you on protalentdigital.com. Okay, this is available to you freely. Okay, please get it. It will give you wonderful benefit. Thank you very much for watching this and all the best.